Welcome to the Four Brewers Podcast. My name is John Holzer, and as always, I am joined by
Jason Harris,
Greg Nagel,
and Tim Mather.
This week on the show, it's a bit of a random show with a loose tie-in of beers that me, Greg, and Jason all have. This weekend is Radiant Brewing Companies, or are they Radiant Brewing or Radiant Beer Company? Let me see here. They're Radiant Beer Company. It's their first anniversary. And all weekend, this is the weekend of February 5 and 6. So congratulations to Radiant. I got to say, for being a year old, they've accomplished quite a bit in 1 year. They've won 2 medals at JBF, I think, or maybe one, and then small
and then the
year or something.
0 to 250.
I remember on the show where we talked about that. 0 is technically how it's supposed to be. Not
0
1.
is because they technically opened the year before and brewed 0 barrels.
Yeah. So,
but the beer they submitted later in the year is what 1. And since
zero is the qualifier basically, because if you if you got the award. They're like not a unique situation, but a rare situation where a brewery opens 1 year, they don't make any beer, but during that year they submit beer and they win this award. So if they started and it was for the previous year and it was 1 to 250 or whatever, technically they wouldn't have qualified because they didn't brew anything. So
exactly.
it's weird, but yeah,
that's nice and confusing.
Yeah. Right? So congrats to Radiant. We are going to open a couple of their beers today. Before we do that, though, I want to give a shout out to a returning patron, as far as I can tell, Joe the Gnome. I'm not sure why he left, maybe financial reasons, or I don't know, but they're back. So, sometimes Patreon does weird things and you have to like redo your thing. I don't know
maybe
what it was.
Credit card expired, that sort of deal.
Either way, they deserve a shout out. So thanks for coming back, Joe, or whatever, maintaining your Patreon account. That being said,
we love you.
I opened my first beer from Radiant. Tim, I don't think you have any Radiant beers, right?
I do not, unfortunately.
That sucks. Oh, well. This is their American Pils called Premium Presence. This is not their anniversary beer, quote unquote. It came out, I think, the same. I know it came out at the same time as their anniversary, but they did a little mixed pack that was this beer and their anniversary beer, which I love the name of. It's a triple hazy IPA called 1 2 Skip a Few 99 100. And that sounds like it came right out of Cambria's mouth, I swear. That's such a cool
where's that
beer
name come from? Are they making fun of Noble?
No, it's like a song.
From
like 1 2 skip a few 99 100. Yeah,
it's a little schoolyard thing.
Yeah, it's a cool name. I like it.
I thought they were poking fun
because I think they're like right near their 100th batch or whatever.
Yeah, so it's their 100th batch of beer, more or less, right?
Exactly. And I picked up. I just happen to have the Where the Light Bear. It won't go on. Where the light bins.
Damn it!
Whoa, that one's rad.
Where the light bins, Hellas. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. There we go.
Nice.
You have to draw eyeballs. Sweet. I need to turn off the eyeball function on my camera.
Yeah, I just have like the spot point on the camera. So if it's in the square, that's what it focuses on.
So this the premium presence looks like a broken LCD screen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
But
yeah, it looks very cool.
Greg's beer looks like when you turn on the porno channel, but it's scrambled.
Skinemax.
You just get kind of the weird blurry RGB.
Yeah, it
kinda
does.
I saw a nipple.
Change it back before it goes, change to another channel and change it back before it goes away.
God, man, what's my childhood in a nutshell? Switching back and forth on we used to call them clickers. It was our remote control. And if you clicked it back and forth fast enough, sometimes it would stop on the channel and you'd get free Cinemax. You're like, sweet.
Analog times are wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
On the clicker.
I have fond memories sitting in my bedroom with my black and white 13-inch television, just trying to catch a peek of something. And then there was also it was a call-in music video service. I forgot what it was called, but you could call in and request a music video, and it was a scrambled channel, and it cost you like $1. You could hear the music, but you would just see a scrambled video, and then when your video came up, they would briefly unscramble it so you could watch your music video and then scramble it again.
That's so weird.
That seems like some extreme
That's weird.
technology for the time,
You
honestly.
can buy a descrambler. Like,
Well, I'm
Because
just
I
saying,
remember-
it was a thing that existed. To me, it was just like, this is so weird. And then MTV came along, and
I remember having a channel like that, but not the scrambly part. It was like a jukebox, basically, where it was like, you want to pick the next video, call this 900 number, and call
maybe that's what
976
I'm thinking
fucking
of.
Video jam
976, yeah.
The jukebox
976
things
video.
rings a bell. Maybe it wasn't scrambled then. Maybe it was just call and pay to see a music video. I think
remember-
that's what it might have been.
I remember calling to hear, like, their business model relied entirely on what happened, which is me at like 12 years old called in to hear my favorite song, and then 1 month later, consequences.
No doubt.
The phone bill comes, and my dad's like,
Oh my God.
what?
Did you guys ever get the Columbia Records thing where you'd like pay a penny for like some record?
Yeah,
or whatever?
that's the opposite. Never any
Fuck, dude.
consequences.
Yeah, that was Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm a minor, and you legally can't enforce this contract.
I don't think
CDs back.
I don't think I ever had the guts to call any 900 numbers when I was a kid, whether it was the music video thing or something else that was, nefarious.
Oh,
I was just so afraid of the phone bill coming in, and I don't know.
I worked
hell
for a
breaking
900
loose.
number, believe it or not.
I believe it.
Doing,
It's the least surprising thing
I
I've
worked
heard.
for Brother International, and I was doing laser printer support at the time. And
It was
they're
a
like, "You seem
900
like
number?
a technical guy, yeah, for all their old products. So I was doing printer support for dot matrix printers, and it was mainly just hotels calling, like, we're trying to print all these things and it won't print. I'm like,
But it was
well,
a 900. That's so fucked up.
yeah,
That-
and it was like 2 or 3, and people would call and just yell at us like, "This is fucking ridiculous!" Though,
Gotta
if
get
I'm
their
gonna-
money's worth.
if I'm paying to call
I
you,
was like-
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
get
that's a
my
paid
full
number, dude.
wrath.
Were you allowed? Like, were you required to crank off, or at least allowed? Or,
Like, what are you wearing, sir?
sir, it's your $1.99 a minute. I'll do whatever you want me to talk you through your printer. You want me
Yeah.
to crank the hog? It's whatever you need, man.
That's where I met my wife too. She did the same thing. So yeah, we
Really?
sat next to each other and did 900 number support.
That's
You
fun.
guys
That's
learned
so
that,
good.
that trick. When I worked in call center, one of the guys he used to do like phone sex work. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, the trick you do is you hit the inside of your finger with your other finger, and that's the like, oh, I want to hear you jerking off. And he's like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
We're
it's
getting-
the fapping noise.
Getting a
right?
little
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
rails again, guys. It's early. Let's move on.
We all fuck.
You're learning valuable content here. If you ever need to fake how jerking off on the phone, Tim, you just learned fucking gold.
Yep, this is
True.
what you get from the Four Brewers podcast.
That's
We're like Big Brother magazine, but beer podcast.
This will save your life someday.
What are
Big
you
Brother
drinking, Tim?
magazine. Man, all these memories coming back. Yeah, what are you drinking, Tim?
Oh man. I'm just got a bunch of random crap again. Wrapping up the last of my advent calendar finally, because just holding on to all that stuff.
Hey,
So
dude,
I have
my Christmas tree is still up, so there's no shame.
Dang.
Yeah, We left it up for one more day because my parents came over yesterday, so they got to celebrate Christmas with us.
There you go. That's fun. I've got the corruption from DC Bra.
You see,
Nice.
bro?
If it'll focus on that.
I'm a fan of DC Brow.
Yep. It has. I had all this set up. It's an IPA. It's 6.5, 80 IBU. It's their take on a Pacific Northwest IPA, and I can totally see that because it's got a nice little piney, hoppy, delicious
6.5 80 IBU. You're like, oh, that's kind of a old style IPA, and there's a lot of caramel in that too. I can see the color on it.
Yeah, DC Brow, man, they're kind of old school.
I'm okay with it. I mean, at this point, beers like that are, I would think, fewer and farther between than they were before. So
A little nostalgia.
good to keep it alive.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, once again, I remember when it was so difficult to find Pliny the Elder all over. You had to like beg the Whole Foods guy to like set one aside for you. Now I go into Whole Foods and there's like 3 shelves full, right? And so I had one recently because I was like, oh, I got to get it because I like it. And this is in the same vein of that like Northwest sort of piney. It's a bit more bitter. It's got a bit more of like that bitter bite on the end, which is really cool. So it's reminding me of that. And I haven't really had a good Northwest IPA in a long time, so it's pretty solid.
A Northwest IPA from DC? Are they out of Washington, DC?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Sherapine excited that they're from the East Coast seam, so yeah, I would guess they're from, unless there's another DC.
Yeah, the East Coast doesn't really get a lot of attention from us just because of, I think, where we live.
In the modern era, right? Like 5-10 years ago, a lot of the big regionals out there had a big presence out here, but the market's so crowded anymore. It's like it's hard for like a Flying Dog or even a Dogfish Head really to get.
Yeah, I don't see any of those beers anymore. They got pushed out.
I still see Dogfish,
but not nearly as plentiful. Like that's very true. Like I don't see Dogfish that much, and like you said, like Flying Dog, I remember that was very early on for me. I was like, oh, they have a dog, or they have a raging bitch.
I dare to say Flying Dog doesn't make it to Southern California anymore because I haven't seen it anywhere in a long time.
I bet it's somewhere, but
yeah, Flying Dog used to be like a shelf turd at Bevmo and Total Wine, and I mean. I go to Bevmo more than Total Wine just because there's no Total Wine near me. But even at Bevmo, I don't see it. Not that I miss it, but
and I mean, I think the fact that it just sat is probably a contributor to why it's not here anymore. Also, right? So
yeah, even like Bell's made a huge entrance and they're gone. Let's see.
You still have Bell's around here, but you just get pretty
Founders,
much Two-Hearted. Hop Slam obviously is around.
Yep. I know Funkworks made a huge debut out here and then like never to be seen again.
Yeah, they were hyped for a hot minute, and then I was like, oh, they're in SoCal, and then it's like, they joined a collective, I think, with 21st Amendment. They weren't bought out, but it was like a partnership. I think they went in with.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, but
so on the note of beers having a caramel color, this lager, it has actually a lot of color to it.
Yeah, it's darker than I expected. When I opened one yesterday for the first time, I was like, wow, this has some malt character going on in it, which is kind of nice to see.
I missed the beginning. What is it? Sorry.
It's a American Pilsner made with all American grown Vienna malt and Sterling hops.
Oh,
so that's where the color comes from. The homegrown. Some dude just in his backyard making some Vienna malt.
No, it's Valencia malt, dude.
Dude, and I'm drinking the Helles, and it's very light, very hell, as they say. It's like the 2 SRM, very very low, very pale,
much lighter than what we're
very
drinking.
crackery. It's spot on for a Helles. So good.
Like my lighting should be better in here since we're a beer show that talks about how beer looks. But looking at this, it almost looks like a lighter version of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which I'm opening later on, foreshadowing. Not nearly as orangey because Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is definitely more orange colored. But yeah, it struck me as darker than it should have been. But I didn't know the details about the beer. I just saw American Pills, and I just assumed something completely yellow, super light and
I-
crispy and drinky.
I feel like
crispy
if
and
this-
drinkable.
If this beer
Drinky.
if this beer was being made 10 years ago, it would have been served as an amber lager. But that's kind of a style that isn't really a thing that people make anymore.
Maybe for the color, but it doesn't come off on the flavor as like an amber lager. I would expect a little more, I don't know, like a honey-ish character or like a bready character on it. Like I think of it. Didn't Michelob make an amber lager?
Oh yeah, Amberbach.
Amberbach, yeah.
I
That's a
remember that.
Bach, but that's what I think of when I think of amber lager. So maybe I'm thinking of the wrong style, but I just feel like color-wise, yeah. Flavor-wise, not necessarily.
I mean, it's like a Dos Equis amber or whatever.
Well-
This is very similar to that.
How much of the like, because Pilsner more clean, amber, you're getting a little more sweet malts. Where's this swing on like
both.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's clean and you get some residual sweetness on the back end. Not that hoppy. It's more balanced than anything else, I'd say. Just a crushable. I mean, it's a pills and it's an American pills. I want it to be something that is, not too excessive on anything, whether it be malt characteristics or bitterness or hop flavors. And this is that beer.
So BJCP's examples for an amber lager, which I really think this would fit right in with, are Brooklyn Lager,
Okay.
Dos Equis Amber, and Yingling Lager.
Okay, so you're right then. Yeah.
This is very much in that vein. This tastes a lot like that to me. So again, I don't think any of those beers are advertised as an amber lager except for Dos Equis Amber.
Mhm.
So it's just a style that people like since the days when people bought Michelob.
The days of yore.
It's not really a
Dude, I used to get
designation
that
that's used
bowling
much anymore.
night. I'd get a pitcher of Amberbach, and that would be my jam.
I will give credit to Radiant in the fact that I feel like no matter the style, most of the stuff that they make comes across crushable because I haven't had very many, so maybe I could be totally wrong, but what I have had, even with like their hazies, doesn't come across as like super overwhelming. Even what was it, the major third, that triple that we tried out, even that was dangerously crushable. Like, so they've got I feel like, at least from what I've had, there's a really good knack of not making things that are just like, I can't have it
I think that, comes from Andrew Bell and his, from what I know about him, he comes off as a brewer who doesn't want to brew hype beer for the sake of brewing hype beer, like something that's loaded with cereal and, I don't know, marshmallows and stuff like that. Even though I think at the brewery, he did have to do those things and he may enjoy doing those things, as one-offs here and there. But when it comes to beers that people have to buy and they have to make money, like you have to make something that is appealing to a mass audience. And I think that's what he's doing. Maybe in the future, he'll get more into that crazy stuff. I wouldn't, put it past him because why not? That was his job at the brewery, but he's got to sell product right now and everything has to be good. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, if anything, I'll say about Andrew Bell is that he is a genius on sourcing ingredients. I think like there's no secret. Like he knows all the best maltsters, he knows all the best hopsters, hop growers, and everything that they're sourcing for like even their pastry stouts is like probably the best shit you can buy.
It sure helps coming from the brewery, man.
Yeah, right.
My blockchain-based beer bootlegging website is going to be called Hopster.
Nice. I like it.
So I've got a lot of beers, so I'm just going straight to the next one. And I think I'm trying to get a sense of Tim's aesthetic, but this seems like a label Tim might like. It's this
It's like a Polaroid.
cool
That's awesome.
Polaroid camera.
It's the Instagram camera.
It's the original Insta icon,
Instamatic.
With
the camera coming out.
The developing film is the silver of the can.
Oh,
through,
nice.
so it's reflective.
It's
awesome.
the undeveloped.
Just
me
again.
Do you have to shake it before you open it, Jason?
No.
Give it a little Polaroid.
I'd
Shake it
rather
like
not.
a Polaroid.
It's called Me Again, which I can't hear without just thinking of like that fucking Megadeth song. It's just like, hello, me, it's
Me.
me again.
I hate Megadeth so much.
Just keep on thinking it's all my fault.
Oh, Dave Mustaine is so cringy.
All right. So what is it, Jason?
It's a West Coast IPA with Citra. Gonna notice
Ooh.
a trend here today, gentlemen.
Citra.
Jason's got a good slate of beers for this show. I gotta say, like, I'm kind of.
And these were all in singles too, because I'm trying not to keep a stash of beer in the fridge since
You're
I'm
not drinking.
only drinking on the show. So I got to get
No
extra.
wink- no
I'm
wink- no
sneaking
wink,
an
wink?
extra beer. No,
So
no
you've
wink,
gone a
wink.
week then without drinking any beer. Nice.
I did have wine and some mushrooms.
Well, that
You did
alcohol's
some
gonna
mushrooms?
cook off.
that'd be sick, but no.
I went back to my old pals there at Smog City for a saber-toothed squirrel. I saw a 4-pack of this and I was
Speaking
like, oh
of
boy,
amber beer,
I have not had that beer in a hot minute. And I believe last time I had it like a few years ago, it was delicious.
Did I tell you guys I went to they pretty much are the alcohol anchor of a food hall in Glendora?
I think you
Yeah,
mentioned
the
that.
same thing
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Long Beach as well.
That's a good place to be. I'm like, dude, everybody who's coming here to eat has one place to go to drink, and it's your bar.
Yeah, there's a few of those. So Beechwood has one in Garden Grove at Steelcraft. The Steelcraft in Long Beach, I believe, is Smog City, and the Glendale one. And then Bearded Tang here at the Rodeo 39.
And they have that one out here too. It's not bearded. It's Bearded Tang, but they call it something else.
Brewhaven, yeah, it's the same owners, and they have guest taps too. So I like that idea. Like, what sucks is if you don't like the beers, it's like I don't want to go to that whole food hall. But so far, they've planted some really cool places.
well, my next beer, like I alluded to earlier, is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Yay.
It fits in theme with the American Pills from.
What is that
Radiant.
beer?
That
I've
still
never had
exists.
that.
And I will say, I bought this in a mixed pack of hoppy beers. It was Pale Ale, Dankful IPA, Torpedo, and then Atomic Torpedo, which is their
Atomic
juicy.
Torpedo. Yeah, you had that last week,
Dude, that mixed pack was packaged 3 days before it was in the grocery store. It's because we always make fun of Sierra Nevada for having like they
warehouse aged.
Yeah, warehouse aged their beers. It was super fresh, and then the beers inside the Atomic Torpedo was a week old. It's the freshest Sierra Nevada I've ever had. Like it was amazed.
Another Sierra Nevada weird or like just wowzers is that the 19-ounce Atomic Torpedo that's like 8% is a $2.79 fucking can at the gas station.
I didn't even pay attention. Yeah,
I paid $2.79 for 19 ounces of 8% IPA. I was
Jesus
like, what a
Christ.
time to be alive.
It's like Mad Dog 50-50, man.
Right?
Dude, I'm here for Sierra Nevada still. Like I think they're like a finely tuned engine, just cruising along, doing their thing. Great beer, great prices. It's here even fresher than it was before. It's not before you could guarantee it'd be a month old, which isn't that bad, but it's not great considering I can get, Swami's that was canned 5 days ago at my Chevron station down the street. My shitty Chevron station down the street.
That's insane. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, it's great. So good on you, Sierra Nevada.
What do you got, Tim?
I'm not. I'm a little on edge right now with this. This one's a Berliner Weiss. It's Imperial Holiday Now from Trim Tab. It's out of Alabama, Birmingham, I believe.
Oh wow, okay.
It's still Christmas in Alabama, I think.
This is a cranberry spice Berliner Weiss. It's nutmeg, cranberry, cinnamon, allspice, and clove, and it smells like cranberry holidays. And I don't know that I really want to drink it.
I'm like, cranberry sounds good, and then you're like nutmeg and allspice. I'm like, oh no,
zombie.
Yeah,
that sounds like a beer on paper that needs to be enjoyed in a certain time and place, which is Christmas,
which is not now. But we're gonna go for it anyway.
It's something you serve to your guests that come over. Like, yeah, Merry Christmas. Here's a beer I had in the fridge.
A hush falls over the four brewers as they watch for Tim's reaction.
But like I said, with this pale ale was packaged on the 13th of January, so still not a month old. It's still pretty damn fresh
That's
for
when it's
Sierra
prime,
Nevada
man.
standards. Yeah, and this one is. I'm assuming this is still bottle conditioned. It says
I
bottle
don't think they're ever
conditioned
going
on
to
it.
change that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about the other beers, considering the Atomic Torpedo was 3 or 4 days old. That can't be bottle conditioned, right? I mean, it's 4 days old and it's cold. Like, how is it going to condition? I don't know. So I think they're doing a mix and a mix of bottle conditioning and just carving and bottling too, which I'm here for. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think pale ale stays that way because it's always been that way, and that's what people expect. But
Well, it gives it a different character too. Like, if they were to
Right.
switch it, I think it'd be an abrupt change to where people would definitely notice it because it sells so much.
Yeah, it's pretty much the difference between Torpedo, which isn't bottle conditioned, to pale ale. It has way more of like a fruity vibe to it.
Wasn't Torpedo one of the first Citra hopped beers? Am I hallucinating that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Your mushrooms kicked in.
I thought that was the whole. Yeah, my mushrooms just kicked in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when Citra hops were new, Torpedo was like one of the first beers that had it, and that was kind of why it was a big hit right off the bat, because Citra was kind of rare and it was a Citra beer.
I did not know that.
Let me see. I'm looking at their thing. It does have Citra in it. Crystal, Citra, and Magnum. So, and Torpedo's been around for at least 15 years, which would put it real early on the Citra train. So I think it was one of the first widely available Citra beers. Because remember, like, Citra made like Zombie Dust. Like, Zombie Dust is just like, oh, holy shit, these Citra hops are something.
Yeah, Citra was a hype hop for a long time, and a great name for a hop too. Like, it just describes exactly what it is. As a homebrewer, like, just starting out, like, getting your hands on Citra hops was like, oh, I got some Citra hops. And in hindsight, hops that are out now, like, Mosaic and stuff, they just kind of blow Citra out of the water. And but back then, man, that was a hype hop.
I think that's a nice dovetail into this Urban Roots beer, though, which it's all Citra, and it's a goddamn banger of a West Coast IPA.
And dude, really Urban Roots can do no wrong, man. I haven't had a bad, just like Radiant, dude. They're like they're one of those breweries that just keeps putting out the hits.
Like Beechwood.
Urban Roots is the Beechwood of the North. That's what I'll call them.
Yeah, pretty much same barbecue.
That's right.
Checking back in on my Holiday Weiss here.
Yeah,
Holiday Weiss.
So it's like cranberry spice aroma for sure. It's very subtle. It doesn't smell great. But I will say I was pleasantly surprised with like the taste. It's not as tart and like puckery as a lot of Berliner Weisses that I have. I think the cranberry really helps mellow it out. So you get like a little bit of tart, and then the cranberry helps sort of balance it a bit. And then the spices are there, but not overwhelming. So I'd say overall it wasn't as bad as I had thought going into it, reading the description. But I will definitely also agree with John. I think it's a time and a place sort of thing. And
you need like
February, probably
taking
not
down your Christmas tree in February.
A fire burning in the fireplace, and Christmas music, Mariah Carey in the background, and a candle burning that's giving off spruce and pine aromas.
Speaking of pine, I'm going to dovetail into my beer, which is
nice.
I mean, if you've ever had Sabertooth Squirrel, it's I used to call it like American or Arrogant Bastard Light.
Yep.
But it's so much better than that. It's got that like toasty, biscuity malts, and then piney.
It's an Arrogant Bastard you want to drink. Like,
it's still so good. Like, if you like red ale at all, this scratches that red ale itch. God, it's 7%. It's like perfect, right in that like hop profile, and light and caramel.
We're like 20% into the way of Greg Nagel's transition into just being called Big Red. because you're increasingly in love with red ales, and
It's
so
so
you're just gonna
good.
be like, "Well, Big Red's here. Who's got a red ale for old Big Red?"
I was just gonna say, I feel like we had talked about red ales at some point in this, like over the past couple months, and like mentioning how like there weren't as many around or something. And I feel like Greg, you were all up on it. So
Oh yeah, I
I
tried.
think that's right.
I tried to talk Andrew Bell into making a red ale, and he's like, no. Buys red ale.
He's
Talked
like,
to Evan
"No."
Price and was like, he said the same thing. I was like, oh man. And then I forgot about these bangers from Smog City. I know Bootleggers has Rocco's Red. I need to go try that out again. They're out there. You just gotta find them.
I'm not
use
looking for 'em.
Untapped and
Yeah.
find
Dude,
write an article.
I don't know.
Greg, you should write an article, the top 10 red ales in Orange County, and then just try to shop it around and see if anyone will take it.
No,
I'm
just
I'm
post it
gonna
on
do
Orange
that.
Coast. Fuck it.
I'm doing it. No one's like, I publish it myself. No one's gonna argue.
I mean, it's more interesting than the top 10 IPAs in Orange County. Like, I mean, there's a lot of good IPA.
If
in
I'm
Orange
naming
County.
a top 10 red ales, there's probably like 9. I'm gonna have to just make up a brewery for the 10th.
You're like, and the number 10, I found this old case of Killian's in the back of
Killian's
this
Red.
case.
That's the original red ale. Did you know that? It was like invented in the 80s. The style was. It wasn't like some historic style. It was like some crazy shit out of the 80s.
Really? That beer sucks shit.
Yeah, it was some brewery in England or Ireland was purchased by Miller Coors. It was originally called a Ruby Ale, and they bought it and redubbed it the Red Ale. Killian's Red.
Ruby Ale. Ruby sounds so
Old
weak.
school.
I don't
Share,
know.
share a pint in the chat, calling out a Nugget Nectar, which is a big red on the east. Yeah, Nugget
That's a
Nectar's
good one.
It's never made it out here. It's a good beer. I liked it when I've had it. It's just
it
we only get
rare-
it in trades and shit.
Yeah, I've seen it, but very rarely, very very rarely.
Like you've seen it for sale out here.
I think so because I've had it several times, and I don't think I traded for it. So, but I can't. That was a long time ago.
It's just one of your homies traded for it, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you did co-found Untapped, and people just send you beer.
It wasn't like it wasn't like that.
Hello,
Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie.
people would come up and they'd be like, "Good afternoon, Sir Tim. I've come bringing you beer on the day of your IPO."
IPO.
That's hella funny.
What's Untapped's Wall Street or stock market ticker? UTPD.
Maybe. I mean, if it wasn't, I'm sure it's already taken. If it wasn't taken and they did go public, I'm sure somebody in there would be like, "Let's make it IPA."
Oh, that's
funny.
even better.
But I'm sure
Yes.
somebody already has that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I'm looking.
I'm looking it up now.
Immunoprecise antibodies Ltd.
They
Whack.
probably need it more than some stupid beer company.
You're gonna get the ticker hops.
That would be good too.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah.
Any brewery that hears this, you can take that. Just give me a fucking tag. Just give me a retweet. That's all I ask.
When Stone goes
Snarchy.
public, their ticker's going to be hops.
Oh, that's
Dude, I was just
that's
reading.
Hopscotch Group.
I
from
was
France.
looking at
God
Greg
damn it.
Cook. Greg Cook just released a blog post on the Stone website about losing an
Oh,
old
God.
craft beer friend. About Marin Brewing closing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
33 years? I think
Yeah.
they were open.
They really
sad.
were in the early days when
Oh, geez, man.
we were wanting for options. Like they were one of the ones that they reliably had a lot of weird, fun stuff.
Yeah, I remember Moylan's too. We used to drink fucking Moylan's.
Yeah,
Moylan's was one
their
of those
Kilt
like
Lifter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Kill Lifter, right? Good God.
Good God, Niles.
Good
yeah,
God.
pour one out for
Fun
Marin.
times.
They're good people. And Greg is doing YouTube videos now. He's basically doing New Brew Thursday on Stone's YouTube channel, which I found funny. They're opening beers from the cellar, and it's cringy to watch.
Is Dr. Bill there?
No, it's their guy who's in charge of innovation. I forgot his name. Dr. Bill's. He doesn't work at Stone anymore. He's at
Wild Barrel.
Wild Barrel.
I know. Maybe
He was
called
laid
him, I don't
off
know.
on their great layoff thing.
I don't know what their relationship's like, John.
There is no relation. They have no relation. That's a Forrest Gump reference right there. What are you drinking, Jason? What's next?
Ooh. This is
Moxa.
a collab. It is Tarantula Hill Brewing Company, who I have not heard of, collaborating with Society, who I have heard of and love. And,
Are they in LA brewery, Tarantula Hill? That sounds
Thousand
familiar.
Oaks. So that is kind of partial between LA and Ventura for those who are not local. It is like northwest of LA.
It's LA, pretty much. I mean,
is it LA County, Thousand Oaks?
No, it's Ventura County for Thousand
Okay,
Oaks.
so
the
it's not LA
crossover.
then.
The
Yeah.
crossover is at Westlake, which is just before Thousand Oaks.
Gotcha.
Right.
It's right
Yeah,
on the
I'm
edge,
wrong.
though. It's in that that little area with like Oxnard and a bunch of other weird, like LA
Bulls balls.
coastal blend cities.
it's like the area between the 57 and Montclair in Southern California that
Listen, John, that we all call. What do we call it, John?
the Inland Empire. I know.
Oh shit! You did it. You got it right. I'm real proud of you, son. I really like this can because if you've ever been to Society, they have all these like Victorian silhouettes everywhere, and the can totally utilizes all that art style, and it looks very much like a Society beer. In fact,
Yeah,
it
I
looks
thought it
better.
was.
It looks better than Society's beers, but it's made at Tarantula Hill. So
What's next, Greg?
I got me some souvenirs, novelties, party tricks
Ooh, AleSmith. I haven't seen
from
that in a
AleSmith.
while.
Party tricks. It's a West Coast IPA with Strata, Eldorado, and Citra. So I haven't had AleSmith in a hot minute as well. So I'm like, I need to get me some of that.
Yeah, another brewery that's been chugging along. They were the first brewery I went to post. Well, not my post pandemic. Post we can't go anywhere. And yep, I went there. I went there to pick up my Sublime 40s. They re-released the Sublime 40 ounces for their. I think it's their 5th anniversary for that beer. And I had one beer outside by myself. It was very uneventful and kind of sad. But that was the first brewery I went to. So
I'm
They got a
mentally
big open space.
yeah,
I'm mentally trying to workshop some like AleSmith, Aerosmith jokes that are really just for me because nobody really knows like Aerosmith deep cuts.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know
No.
Aerosmith deep cuts.
No, they don't.
Pump is as deep as I go, I think.
I mean, don't you? I know you have like in your earbuds all day at work the "Lovin' an Elevator" song.
Oh yeah, every day,
Elevator,
every day.
up when I'm going down.
I'm banging chicks all day in elevators. That's just what I do.
My knowledge of Aerosmith basically stops at the Armageddon soundtrack.
Yeah, that's where it should stop.
You didn't miss a thing, Tim.
The best thing about Aerosmith is Liv Tyler. I'll stop it at that.
I liked what is it? Get a Grip. That's a very that was the album that I think obviously took them like over the top in the MTV era.
Yeah, it was pretty to be the resident Aerosmith homer. It's looking back, it's pretty weird that a band of like 40-year-old dudes somehow were like, we figured out how to be relevant in the 90s when we were a 70s band.
Like they
and we're
Run
probably
DMC.
and we're bigger then than they were originally. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they
videos,
like
man.
found a new groove to fit into where like kids our age, which back then I was what 17, 18, 16, I don't know, something like that.
Get a Grip came out in 93, John.
So I was 14,
Jenny's got
14,
a
15.
gun.
Yeah. I it wasn't anything cringy about Aerosmith. It was like, this is a great song and this is a cool rock band. Okay. But then Ozzy Osbourne was like also popular and he was oldish at that point, like in his 40s. And I don't know. It was a weird era for rock. And the Metallica was like there in the background and Guns N' Roses like
Looking back
blew
now
up
as a
and-
40-year-old man, I'm like, all the guys in this band are my age or older. That's fucking weird that they're walking around with like no shirt and like fucking starry top hats and shit. I'm like, being a rock star is weird, man.
Yep.
Have you guys watched that Pam and Tommy show at all?
I
on
knew that was
Hulu?
coming. That was on my mind
Nah.
the second you said that.
Yeah,
We're waiting for the next episode.
I've only seen one episode, but the actors playing them do.
Oh my god!
It's like
Yeah.
holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
especially I found out the actress that plays Pamela Anderson was in Baby Driver. I was like, oh, it's the waitress from Baby Driver.
That's
Lily
the
James.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lily James, I think is her name. And it's just like, holy shit. Like, she completely transformed character-wise and looks-wise and everything.
Yeah.
But the way they act, like, watching Winter Soldier fucking being Tommy Lee, like, I'm just, like, looking for him, like, be Winter Soldier, fucker.
That's
And,
who
like-
it is. Because you see the ads on Instagram and stuff, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? It's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's Sebastian
Yeah.
Stan. Yeah, Winter Soldier.
And I saw like there briefly someone retweeted something, like someone tweeted at him like he should be the new Luke Skywalker, and they did like a side by side of his face and like altering his face to look like Luke Skywalker, and he could do it. And his response was never
listen.
say never.
They're just going to use computers to do it.
They did it in the Book of Boba Fett, and it looks better
Spoilers.
than the Mandalorian, but well, it's been out for fucking 2 weeks now.
I've heard about it, and I don't even pay attention.
But yeah.
Dude, just a real quick aside on my beer is if you're big on like head in beer,
I'm
like,
big on head.
dude, this has the most insane head of like I poured this, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes ago, and it's still got a
Greg,
pinky of head
there's
on
something weird in your house. Like you live in
there.
a
Just the
different
most amazing head on this
pressure
beer.
zone where your
So
heads
good.
just don't go away,
It just does not go away.
or you have super clean glassware. I don't know. What
Nah.
dishwasher detergent do you use?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
have a
Cascade?
dishwasher?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
nothing special. Okay, well,
We have a house water filter. I'll put it that.
That could
maybe
be
that's part of
Hard
it.
water filter.
That might be it. Yeah.
Is it a charcoal filter, Greg?
No, it's Nuvo, Nuvo. I don't know what the fuck is in it.
Oh,
it's like
shit.
citrus based.
Citrus based.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, so you
I don't know, man.
wait, so you basically
You're
got
just
like a hop
randomly-
torpedo?
You're just
So-
randling your house water through some fucking lemons.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a Randall on the side of the house.
He just reloads it every couple days.
Yeah.
Sam Calgione
I'm
is on the
showering
side of
and
the house. Hey guys.
Coffee.
I just pulled some lemons down from your tree. These ones weren't good enough to eat anyway, so they went in the old filty.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Showering in lemon water sounds a lot better than like when we were in Iceland. I don't know if you know about like the hot water there is all heated like via like
It smells like
geothermal.
sulfur. Right?
Yeah, it's all sulfur, and you get used to it eventually. But let me tell you, I'd take lemons over that.
The
Yeah,
lemon
well,
water is fun in games till it gets in your eyes or pee hole.
Yeah.
You're like, ah.
Citric acid can.
Or if you have a
But
cut on your hand or something.
It's not lemonade. It's just the essence. It's the LaCroix.
I'm gonna take
Anyway,
a shower with lemon LaCroix.
I'm going East Coast again. I haven't had a stout in ages. So I've got Stay Paper Imperial Stout with coffee from Exhibit A Brewing. They're using Barrington Coffee Roasting Company. As you can imagine, it is an Imperial
Sunday
Stout.
paper. That's kind of an
Cool.
odd name for a beer because
Hey,
it's
yeah, I
sort
don't
of
wanna
like
use-
an off flavor.
Paper. Yeah. I'm glad Tim opened a stout because I'm also opening a stout. This is a beer from Beechwood. This is their Mocha Machine, barrel aged. This one's from 2018 though, and I don't think this is my beer. I think this is a beer that got left at one of our anniversary parties. Or somewhere. I don't know where I got it from, but I had like a stack of beer in my garage that sat there for, well, since, I don't know, 2019 at least. And this was in that stack of beer. And I dumped most of that beer just because I'm trying to purge beer. I have too much beer. But this one I kept because it's Beechwood and it's probably going to be good. So if this was brought to our anniversary, one of our anniversary parties, we only had one, right? The one at, what was the name of that place in Pomona? I forgot the name of the place. If you brought it to that party, then thank you for the beer. I'm opening it right now.
Just to close out on mine, my party tricks from AleSmith. This was like canned in late December, and it's delicious. This beer, like, God, we were just talking about Stone, and like this being one of the original San Diego breweries. Like, why can't Stone make a beer like this? This beer is goddamn. This is like Pizza Port level of IPA. I don't know, man. It's just dumbfounding that other breweries that of the same caliber and age can pull off really good beer.
I mean, I think Stone's style. Like that's what they want to make for IPA, and I don't think it's
we
so
as
good.
The beer community should hold like a vote, and if AleSmith wins, they should get to move into Stone's building.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, isn't AleSmith's current setup not too far off from what Stone's doing? Because their new place is pretty huge. So
yeah, they're still making cheese and shit.
SharePint says that we should do a 4B giveaway. We should just curse our listeners with cases of our old cellar beer. I'm here for it. Who's in? If you guys like that idea, then tweet us or whatever.
It reminds me that actually I know it still exists, but do you guys remember woot.com?
Yep.
Yeah.
You could like
I still buy shit off of Woot to this day.
See, I knew that they got bought, and then I know that they still do stuff, but like I first came out, I was all about to try like what's the thing today? What's the deal today? And then they do the bag of crap. And it would just be like you just pay like $10 and you just get a bag of something. You never knew what it was. That's what this reminds me of. It's just like the bag of crap from Four Brewers.
Dude, just once a quarter we should just quarterly we should just send a cellar beer to be like, hey, congratulations, Patreon so and so. You've been selected to win the cellar beer. What's your info? Here's a case of 4B.
But I mean, I have addresses and information. I can just randomly do that. That's
a stipulation, though. You have to record yourself on however you can, opening it and trying it.
Post it on the hashtag 4B cellar curse.
Yeah.
And
do an auction for charity or something.
No, I wouldn't. I'd hate to have people pay money for these.
Yeah, that's true.
Going back to my beer from Beechwood, this being 18, 19, 24 years old ish. Is it almost 4 years old? This looks like it was bottled in March or August. I can't make it out if it's a 3 or an 8. Let's just say it's 4 years old. It's pretty damn fresh. It like you still get a lot of that coffee and vanilla character from it. It's coming off more viscous than I would like. Like, I mean, for what it is, it's a barrel aged stout, so I guess that's what it's supposed to be. But this tastes fresh. Like this held up very well. And again, this sat in my garage, which fluctuates in temperature more than the studio. Sometimes it's like 90 degrees in there, sometimes it's 40 degrees in there. But with all that fluctuation, this thing held up very, very well. This doesn't taste like it's 4 years old at all, which is very surprising because it's like an adjunct stout, and usually those flavors tend to fade over time or have bad effects on the base beer.
Coffee especially.
And nope,
coffee fades.
No green coffee thing happening. It's very mellow coffee, very mellow vanilla, mellow barrel character. It's a very good beer. I'm happy to open this.
Is it melly vanilla?
It's you could say that, yeah.
Tim, you know it. Tim, you know it. Tim, you know it's
true.
It's Brew Vanilla reference for you guys.
Ooh, I got another beer, you guys.
Remember when it was a scandal that dudes didn't sing their own song? Like nobody fucking sings their own shit.
I saw that's funny because I saw a meme last night that said Milli Vanilli have decided to take someone else's music off of Spotify.
That's funny.
Dude, fun fact. So all this Spotify rigmarole has inspired me to double check, and YouTube Music has gotten much better. So
yeah, I signed up for YouTube Music this week, and it's been great.
I've had YouTube Music this whole time. I used to have Google Music, and I paid for it because you could upload your own songs to it.
Yeah.
But it was a trash client when they moved us to YouTube Music. So I've had Spotify for a while, and I went back and I was like, oh shit, I can not pay for Spotify anymore and just keep paying
So
for
did
YouTube, which I already
you
have.
cancel your Spotify
Yeah,
subscription?
fuck Spotify. I'm tired of their shit.
Nice.
Yeah. I was looking for honestly a reason to quit him, and I was like, all right, finally.
The last podcast boys left this month, so they're no longer on Spotify. They're
Nice.
now back to being everywhere, anyways.
Now they're a podcast
honestly,
again.
Yeah, they're back to being a podcast on every platform. And so I can get all their stuff. And yeah, the music discovery stuff that drew me to Spotify in the first place, YouTube has now. So, and I already pay for YouTube, so I can get it with no commercials.
I really like how the whole Joe Rogan thing kind of evolved. I mean, you have to follow a certain group of people on Twitter, but more so Max from Eve 6. It's like his goal now. He's like, yeah, fuck Joe Rogan, but also fuck Spotify because they don't pay us anything. Like we get a million streams a month and we don't get anything for that.
Well, and he pointed out that his label, who is a part owner of Spotify,
Sony,
they
right?
get the money. Yeah, Sony. Yeah.
No, the dude from Eve 6 went off the rails like a year ago.
Eve 6 guy rules. He's a pro Twitter follower.
He's great, but like he went like his Twitter went off the rails.
He made himself viral and made the band relevant again in the year of our Lord 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Ooh.
When's the last time you guys have had a hazy IPA from Elsmith?
Ooh, never.
This
Ever.
is a fun wave of a hazy IPA with Vic Secret and Citra, I think.
I can honestly say probably 3 years ago when I was at the brew pub before COVID, they had some kind of hazy thing and it was fine. It wasn't anything great, but that's the last time I had a hazy from Elsmith.
Yeah, again, look at the head retention of this glass.
Seriously, man, what's going on at your house?
Like, you could shake the foam on top. It's insane.
Yeah, Greg. I think
come on over to my house and drink some beers, you guys.
He puts his little Gregness.
You're like,
each
wow.
glass. There's a little bit of Greg in each glass, and that's why it's got the creamiest, foamiest.
And then I look at yours, Jason, and you have no foam. You have no lacing. It's that Fontana.
He's got some.
That Fontana-ness.
I got like a half inch of fucking solid foam on this beer, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's just trying to get away though. Like, how do I leave?
I don't have a beer to open next because I'm saving the. I mean, unless we're not going to open it, then I'll open it now. No, unless you, Jason, you have this beer, and Greg, do you have the triple from?
I don't. Yeah, I didn't buy it.
Okay, Jason, are you going to open this beer later?
I mean, we can if you want to.
Well, that's my last beer, and I'm
curious to hear what you guys got to say about it.
All right, so I'm going to skip this opening, and then if Jason, you want to open this last, we can do that. If not, then we don't have to.
Why don't we open another beer?
Go for it. I want to hear about that beer because that beer sounds fantastic. Jason, what are you opening next?
So two great tastes that hopefully go great together. Fremont and El Segundo did a collab, which are two of my favorite IPA breweries.
Dude.
El Fremonto.
Fremonto. Nice.
That beer has to be awesome, label. Right? Like, I mean,
you would think.
How could it not, man? This is a beer with Amarillo, Simcoe, Columbus, Strata, Simcoe Cryo to make a West Coast IPA.
Old school with a sprinkling in of new school.
Yeah, Fremont known for their Lush IPA, by the way. Like that's at least in SoCal.
Aren't they also? They do the crazy barrel aged stout release every year. Dark Star, Red Star, or something.
Lots of wax.
Dark Star, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's the same brewery. I did not associate those two beers to the same brewery. That's funny.
I remember people are always like, when that rolls out, that's one of the things that people used to try and get.
You can get that in Southern California too, but it's like $30 a bottle, which is I'm not going to pay $30 for a stout anymore. I'm over it. Give me a 12-ounce bottle for $15 and I'll do that. But yeah. $30 for a 750 or a 22 is just
too much.
What do you got, Tim?
I'm wrapping up on a high note, and by high note I mean high ABV. I'm coming back to the West Coast to Hub Hopworks Urban Brewery with their abominable. This is the bourbon barrel aged version of it, special release. It's a winter ale. hold on, go back to pull me up full screen again. I do appreciate this. It is a salmon safe certified brewery.
Okay.
Salmon safe.
So they're not messing the water up.
They're not polluting the
old
water.
Salmon.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I've seen a lot of things. Like I've started noticing a lot of those interesting marks here. They're a certified B Corp. They're independent. Like for example, on the hop water from Hoplark, they're like, we're like this, and we're vegan, and we're Whole30. So I've never seen a salmon safe certified before, which is kind of cool.
I mean, it's like they're like, what boxes can we continue to check off to get the most people to like this as possible?
Hopworks, they're in Portland, right? Portland,
yeah,
Oregon.
I believe so.
So is the Columbia River a salmon river?
I mean, I would think most.
There's got to be some kind of tie-in. It's just not like a random thing.
No, I'm sure it's not random. I'm sure it's because they're in an area that's doing that. But anyway, this is so it's a winter ale aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels for 9 months. Simcoe Azaka Chinook Centennial, and it is 11.3. So I'm just gonna wrap up with a little bit of this.
Yeah, please don't harm any salmon in your sipping of that.
Yeah, after you drink this, you're gonna jump in the river and
get some
catch
sockeye
yourself.
It looks like the Columbia River does have salmon.
Yeah, all sorts of river, as it turns out, which makes sense.
Cool.
I'm like, what are they in Sacramento? Like only California has salmon, but pretty much the entire West Coast has salmon.
Yeah, Alaska.
That's right. Alaska, Washington, California, Oregon. No.
Greg's gonna have a couple of pints of this and then join the Grizzlies out in the water.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go run around the woods.
Go catch him in
naked.
mouth.
I'm gonna ride a bear.
There you go. We need somebody who does we need a fan that does really good art, and we need an action shot of Greg riding a bear.
We'll put on the next Patreon glassware.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
There you go. To wrap up my AleSmith Hazy IPA, it's okay. It's got
that's what I would expect.
Earthy, like a bitter orange peel sort of hop vibe to it. It's extremely drinkable. It's got some grittiness to it. Yeah, it's a little astringent. Not the best showing. Like compared to the West Coast, God, I mean, totally different beer. You can't even tell they're from the same brewery. This also is from late December. I don't know if that's playing a role in how it's tasting, but the hops are fine. Vic Secret, man, I'm not a huge fan of Vic Secret, but I mean, it's a fun wave. Not the best wave.
Oi,
it's
Greg,
just fun.
I'm from New Zealand. Why don't you like Vic Secret?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
At this point, I would, if I were a brewery as big as AleSmith, I'd be going down the road of exploring beers that, similar to how Firestone Walker and Sierra Nevada are doing with Mind Haze and Hazy Little Thing, where it's hazy. You can say it's hazy, so there's a beer on the menu for your hazy customers, but actually still trying to do like a hazy IPA with
big scale.
I don't know what yeast they're using. I mean, it's complicated. It's a difficult style, I think, to master. But I would go the route of Firestone Walker and Sierra Nevada when it comes to that style.
Yeah, I mean, visually it looks like a hazy. It looks like Mind Haze, and the fact that I can sort of see through the glass. It's not like a fog bank. It's more like just a misting.
It looks like the bigger production hazies.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just
it's one of those where it's like, we don't know what makes a hazy IPA work, but we know that we can make an IPA cloudy, and we're still going to make a good beer because we know what we're doing.
I mean, it's got some bitterness too.
You've got to surrender that mindset and just say, we got to make something completely different that is trying to emulate the style that's, producible at scale. And
so what do we call that? A hybrid IPA?
That's what I'm calling it. Man.
My last sip just had like peanut brittle notes.
Ooh, weird.
Ugh, no. That sucks.
I like peanut brittle, so I'm not mad.
Have we all wrapped up on that beer?
Yeah.
On our beers?
This just real quick on this winter ale. It's I don't know if let's see. It looked a second ago. November 8th, 21. So I mean it's barrel aged, it's a winter ale, so it's not like a stout or anything. I assume it's gonna keep pretty well. It's very mellow. It doesn't really have a ton of like alcohol burn that I expect for the ABV of this. Could be because I'm coming off of drinking a stout with coffee, so maybe that's lingering and masking it. Maybe I didn't do this in the best order. But still,
I'm in the
like,
same boat. Yeah.
this is pretty. I mean, so far it's mellow. It's got a nice little sweetness. It feels a little holiday like. And I mean, I've had several things from Hub in the past, and I don't have really anything negative to say about them.
Yeah, they're very. I've seen they have like cool artwork on their labels and stuff, and beers that look good, but I just always tend to overlook them. Not because I think they're bad or anything, but there's just the market is just there's so many local breweries that are just competing, and I'd rather give my money to them. So yeah, it's cool that they're part of that advent calendar. Was it a 12 pack or a 24 pack?
Yeah, it was the like the actual 12 days Advent that happens post Christmas. So you're supposed to start on like the day after Christmas through 12 days into January.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, there's like the that's the actual Advent as opposed to leading up to Christmas.
Oh, nice. Today I learned.
I didn't really talk about the El Fremonto, but it's a very interesting West Coast IPA. It really is kind of like you took Lush and then added a little bit of El Segundo spice to it. It's not as bright as an El Segundo beer. It's not as bold hop flavor wise, but it's a very, very good West Coast IPA. It definitely kind of mellowed the edge, and you can see that there is an influence of Fremont. Although, who made this?
I was about to say, where was this brewed?
It may be actually Fremont.
According to
Untapped,
yeah, it's Fremont in collaboration with El Segundo.
It's a little more Fremont than it is El Segundo for sure.
That honestly, when I saw, that worked. That makes sense to me. It's like maybe an amplified version of Lush, where it's nothing over the top. It's Fremont making a really good hoppy beer with input from El Segundo, and I think that's what I would want.
But I think this could go over really well with a lot of people because it has great hop flavor without the challenge of the bitter. It doesn't really have that bite. There's a little bit of bitterness there, but not a lot. So really good beer.
I was going to say, when you say like bright and bold in conjunction with El Segundo, it's been a while since I've had an El Segundo beer, but those are definitely the words that I would associate with a lot of the IPAs I've had from there. So that was spot on.
Yeah, it's really solid though. It's a cool collab. Really glad I got it.
Well, I think we should wrap it up there. And if we want to I already opened the triple from Radiant, and it's just me and Jason that have it. But
triple being Tripel or triple IPA?
It's a triple hazy.
Ooh, what's this one called?
1-2 Skip a Few.
Oh yeah, that one.
99 100.
How's it? I'd like to know how it stacks up to that major third.
Well,
it's not as good.
Okay. It's got a very potent nose. I haven't tasted it yet, but
are we stopping there with the records?
Yeah, you can stop there. Yeah, we're at an hour, so we're good.
I had too many beers today. This one sounds really cool. It is a Henhouse 10th anniversary collab with like Faction, Eagle Rock, and Cellar Maker.
Henhouse makes some freaking good beer too,
right?
I mean, they all do.
Well, Kyle from Untapped on the old podcast, he used to bring Henhouse when they're from NorCal.
Yeah, Henhouse is like
San
right by
Francisco-ish.
Russian. They're in Santa Rosa, I think. I thought they were right by Russian River. Yeah,
got it. Yeah, he would get his hands on Henhouse when he went up to visit his family, and so I had a few.
Yeah, this Radiant Hazy Triple IPA, it's big citrus character on the nose. Alcohol, it's got a booziness that comes through as well on the nose. You can almost smell like the malty grittiness. I don't know. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's a good anniversary beer. I wouldn't want them to make it again. It's like, yeah, this is a triple IPA. A 4-pack of this is a lot to get through. What's the ABV on this thing? This is
25 AB.
10.4. Yeah.
Yeah, 10.5.
It's a triple IPA, so it's a bottle share hero or a can share hero. I don't know. It's good. There's no notable flaws that I can pick up. It's just not for me. It's a
Very
triple
cake
IPA.
battery, right?
Yeah.
That white cake, that
big
other
mouthfeel.
half white cake battery kind of thing.
Most definitely. Yeah. Fairly dry finish. Residual sweetness for it being 10.4 is not that over the top. It's not bad. I think it's very well executed. It's just not for me.
Yeah, a hazy triple is never going to be my favorite. So,
what's the rating on Untapped for this beer?
Have enough people had it to rate it yet?
It has 111 uniques, and it's got a 4.2. So yeah, it's a good beer. It's just not for me. So
Those are hangover beers too, man.
It's a worthy anniversary beer. I'll say that. Like Andrew knocked it out of the park with this beer. But I don't know what I'm going to do with my other 3 cans.
You're going to send them to viewers or listeners.
There we go.
So
the booziness on the nose is the only thing that's putting me off. Like you can smell the alcohol on the nose, which kind of is disappointing. So sorry, Tim. What?
Oh, I was sidetracking. I was going to preface this by saying I don't care at all about racing, but do you guys know they're running NASCAR in the Coliseum today? Like they built a track inside the Coliseum.
I saw a thing about that. It looked like the smallest damn track
I know.
I ever saw.
Why would you do that?
I just saw a video on my Twitter feed of somebody who's there and the car's running. I'm like, you literally don't even like straighten the wheel out.
Out of pure just spite and aggression for the fucking racetrack that's
keep
5
rotating
miles
your
from my
tires.
house.
It
looks like stock car racing. If you guys ever did like the little electric stock cars back in
or slot cars.
Slot cars.
Yeah,
That's what I was looking for. Slot cars.
Why did they do this?
I don't know, to bring NASCAR to like LA.
Proper. But again,
there's
a pure disdain for the giant racetrack 5 miles from my house.
The Auto Club.
The Auto Club Speedway.
I just put the video in our chat. It's hella funny. Like they built it in
Should
there.
I stop recording, John?
Yeah, you can stop. Yeah,
we stopped like 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, the last beer from Radiant isn't going to be in there.
the Mexican flag in that video.
Yeah,
that's the tiniest track.
I know, right? I saw them building it.
It's barely an oval.
And why people are there watching it? I'd be like, it seems fun for about 10 minutes. Like,
that's the thing. Like, I remember them announcing it, then I watched some I saw some photos over the course of constructing it, and I'm just like, this is just silly.
This looks so bad.
It's embarrassing.
That being said, the picture I saw, it does look like the minor league kind of NASCAR circuits. Like if you're not in the big show, are pretty much like that. Like it's a.
But this isn't that, right? This is actual full-on NASCAR. No.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Sponsored by Busch Light.
It's some sort of exhibition. There's
something
only like
classic.
8 cars.
Busch still makes beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I
know because I'm used to seeing these huge tracks where, like, in the middle of the track, there's like campers and motorhomes and people are chilling and drinking and having fun. This, like, it's just enough room for the crew in the middle, and that's it.
No, you can't even put like the car trucks in there or anything, you know?
Yeah, that's just a weird exhibition they did to be like, hey, look, we got our guys here.
Yep. Like, hey, the Super Bowl's coming to LA. Let's do something here so we can get attention.
I got a new hat, you guys. You want to see it?
It's a Super Bowl.
John Holzer now with new hat.
It's a nacho brim.
Oh God,
no,
that would be amazing. That was from. Didn't they do that in The Simpsons where he eats his hat?
Never mind. It's in my closet. It's a Rams hat.
What are you doing, sports guy?
Bandwagon.
And it's white.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it got delivered yesterday, and my mom and dad were here, and they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And I go, "This is my bandwagon hat." Pulled out to Rams hat.
God, come on.
I have a Rams and a Chargers hat because
Dude,
they're
the
both
Bengals
LA.
gonna be.
Can you
Stoked.
take a selfie of you like shirtless, painted yellow on one half, blue on the other half, and just like a lightning bolt or whatever, or like a
like a yellow
it's
stripe in
a
the middle.
ram head, the horn painted on.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
chest.
Sorry, I was thinking the Chargers.
I like their logo.
No,
The
nobody
LA
cares about the
logo with the
Chargers
ram
anymore.
horn built in. I think it's cool. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I think it's cool. And that's the one. That's the hat I bought. So
Well, you guys do
I think
anything for Super Bowl?
I think it'd be cool if the Bengals
No.
won. Like that would be just
Yeah.
Stay.
really
What
cool.
What am I doing for Super Bowl? Staying away from people because I don't need to be
Yeah.
near a super spreader.
No doubt.
And it's
I
in
Might
LA,
watch the game
right?
in our backyard.
It's
Yeah.
in LA. It's down at SoFi by the Forum. And this is what I wonder if it was timed this way, but I don't know if you guys obviously I don't pay attention to LA County, but the LA County Public Health was like, if hospitalizations go below 2,500 for 2 weeks, then we can remove masks at large outdoor gatherings. I'm like, that times well with the Super Bowl if it works out.
It'll
I don't think
probably
we're going to
work
get
out,
there,
too.
but still.
I mean, even if it didn't, who's going to enforce it? You know, I mean,
Nobody enforces in Orange County.
come on. Yeah.
In LA, they're actually, I don't know. When I've been around in LA, like,
We got
I had
carded
to-
to go in a restaurant. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
Max carded.
LA County's pretty strict about it. Like we have to do.
Yeah,
pretty much
but
everywhere
if
we
you're
go.
in an arena like that, like
yeah, no,
how
sure.
can you possibly enforce that? Like logistically speaking, you
Yeah,
can't.
in an arena. I did go when we went to a couple of we went to when we went to see Hamilton. This was like kind of during a lull. They had the docents with little signs that said like, please put your mask on, and they would like go track people down in the audience and like hold the sign up and like stare at them. Yeah, basically.
Shame you.
Hello, sir.
Sorry, bro.
Put your mask on.
So anyway,
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to watching the Super Bowl in my own home on YouTube TV.
yay. Oh, YouTube TV, the one service that I have and barely use, and it's the most expensive of all of them.
That's same here. I sometimes watch MSNBC and some sports games, and that's it.
but yeah. Listen, what if you wanted to watch terrible content with commercials? You got to keep paying that $65 a month because, I mean, maybe you want to watch HGTV one day. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tim, you've been to the Netherlands, right?
Yeah. Well,
Have you
only
been
to
to
Go ahead.
Have you been to Efteling?
I don't even know what that is. So no.
It's a theme park that was built before Disneyland in like the early 50s, and it's like the dark fairy tales.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Let me bring it up.
I honestly thought Greg was going to be like, Efteling these nuts.
No, Efteling, it's a real thing.
That's awesome. No, we only
But-
when we went to Amsterdam and just spent a few days there.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at going to Efteling one of the days. I mean,
It looks scary.
Jesus
That
Christ.
looks scary as hell.
right?
I don't know. I've got an issue with like, and granted, it's probably not like the Netherlands is a pretty safe, solid like
Paper globbers.
area, but I have an issue with like carnival rides. I've seen too many videos of like Russian carnival rides where they just break and like people go flying, and I'm like, ah.
This is one of the trash cans where you put your trash in.
Oh, is that Trump?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to find a picture of just like the opening gates. It looks super like medieval.
Could probably Google that faster.
Yeah.
Did I?
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, that's
So
cool.
here's like the main entrance.
What is that? Looks like a Mordor.
Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
So Greg's going to get midsummered.
Nice. Did I tell you guys that we're planning on going to Prague in August? I
Yeah,
think I said
yeah.
that last show. Okay.
So Tim's going to get midsummered.
Yeah.
It's going to end with Tim inside of a bear. Like a bear's
Yeah.
skin.
Yes.
Not
I was
that.
pretty hesitant about our trip, but it's sounding like we're actually going to get to go.
Awesome. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
We're like
Looking,
desperate
trying
to
to
go.
book places.
We're desperate to go anywhere.
Efteling.
All right. Now that John's back with
Efteling.
his bandwagon hat, I'm gonna go.
I had to pee, and I thought I'll just grab the hat on the way back.
What is that? I haven't seen that. Oh, there. It's like a white. Okay,
Spring in Efteling.
dude, that looks wild.
Doesn't that look crazy?
That's the thing with like that's the difference. Like I believe between like European fairy tale based things versus like American fairy tale based, because here we like everything gets a happy ending, and the truth behind most of the fairy tales is it's just scary as fuck.
Yeah, the Disneyfication. This is like all the dark stuff.
That's awesome. My kid, who obviously like he loves the idea of horror. He hasn't really seen like a horror movie, so to speak, but he loves the idea of dark and metal and horror. So that would probably be right up his alley.
Yeah, they're like, all right, kids, get in the oven.
Wow.
There's a fairy tale based on that.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel. All right, kids, there's a Hansel and Gretel, right? Just hop on in. And wow, it
God.
sure is hot in here.
These are getting a little too dicey for Tim.
No, well, there's a Ratatouille ride in Disney World, and you go like running under the stoves and they crank the heat. So it was just reminding me of that.
Oh, that's fun.
So is there like some little like fucking thing that just sits on top of your head that like takes you through the ride?
It's like
What?
pulling your hair.
Oh
You're on a
yeah.
Ratatouille ride, yeah. So like a little thing goes over your head, and then
We're
you
going to attach your hair.
You've got a little chef hat, and then they're like tugging your hair as you're going along, and like, wow, I'm Ratatouille.
That would be that'd be pretty intense. Now it's like a ride from Remy's perspective.
I need a magic key or whatever the fuck to get that hair pulley thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on Ratatouille, so
Really?
Ratatouille's
Ratatouille's
great.
good.
I saw
movie,
it once.
the movie
and,
or
like,
the dish.
both.
Yeah,
I
the dish
made
is
one
good.
once. It was mediocre, but it looked gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off, duders. I got some things to do, so you all take care.
Peace out. We'll see ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Aw.
Bye, Tim.
Bye.
Holy shit!
LA
I
Rams.
searched Google Photos for Ratatouille, and it fucking found it.
Wait, what did it find?
The Ratatouille that I made.
Oh, that's awesome. You're
Yeah.
famous.
It found your actual
No,
photo?
I searched my photos, but I searched the
Oh.
keyword Ratatouille, and it found it. It wasn't a thing I
Oh.
labeled.
Wait, is it
was
Google
just like,
Photos?
oh, I know what Ratatouille looks like. Here it is.
Yeah, that's
That's
wild.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
a weird.
That's happened to me before where I Google something and I get my own result. I was like, oh, I wrote that.
No,
That does
this
look
was
nice,
me
Jason. That looks very
searching my
nice.
own shit.
That's a solid ass. Did you do that with like a salad shooter or by hand?
A mandolin.
Oh, mandolin.
Sorry.
Okay.
Did I say
Salad shooters are dope. You just load it in. It's like thump, 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 thump. Gives you little discs of food.
it's a Ratatouille?
So Ratatouille is just vegetables then?
Yeah, baby.
You cook it in some kind of sauce?
Yeah, it's like a tomato sauce.
Tomato, olive oil, little garlic, little thyme.
The Disney added the whole like spiral thing, but then I did one with the spiral, and it looked really cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
It was fine.
gorgeous.
It tasted like roasted vegetables, but it looked gorgeous.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's to celebrate fresh vegetables.
Vegetables.
Vegetables. So we coined a bunch of new terms today. There's drinky. This beer is drinky.
Drinky. Slip of the
And
tongue.
hopster.
nothing.
Hopster.
I'm a drinky hopster myself.
Did I
Drinky
say
hopsters.
hopster?
I did. I was like
Oh, okay.
maltsters and hopsters. Like,
Hopsters kind of make sense though. Like, what are they supposed to be called? Hop farmers?
hop growers.
Yeah.
Hop mongers.
Hopsters.
I like hopsters. We'll stick with that.
Yeah. I'm sticking with hopsters.
All right. Thanks to everyone hanging out. Do we have anything to say in the Twitch stream? Kyle from the chat subscribed at tier 1 for 26 months in a row.
Oh,
So
shit.
thank you so much to Kyle.
I just saw Lemonade is rocking COVID. That sucks.
That fucking sucks.
Oh man, that
I
blows.
hope it's a mild one. It
He's-
seems like it's
he's
been pretty
boosted.
mild lately.
Yeah, Lemonade is also present in the this chat for the morning stream podcast, which we are a patron of, or maybe I am. I don't know if it's 4B or me personally, but they gave us a shout out on their podcast last week. So that was cool. But yeah, that sucks. You have COVID, dude.
Well,
Hope
hopefully
it's mild, man. Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, when am I gonna get it? I don't know.
I'm trying not to.
I'm like, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Never say never.
Gonna get it.
So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. And I guess we'll see you guys next week. Next week we're doing Monkish beers. I ordered 6 different 4-packs from Monkish that I'm shipping to you guys. So there's a lager in there,
Even
I
me?
think. An IPA, a hazy. They had a triple that I did not buy. That's the only
Yeah,
one I
please
did not
don't.
buy. So
They're good, but shit, dude.
we're out on
Hangover.
the show right now. So yeah, thanks to everyone for hanging out, and we will see you guys next week.
Cheese, bros.
Later.